Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and today I want to talk to you about something you might not have really thought about, but I guarantee you it's impacting you. I want to talk about creating a hybrid meeting culture, right? Well, let's unpack that phrase, right? We got creating, hybrid meeting, and culture. Let's start with culture. You already have a culture in all sorts of things in your work, and you have a meeting culture. Well, what do I mean by your meeting culture? I can tell you as a consultant and a person who walks into many different organizations, people's meeting cultures are different. Here's what I mean. You have a culture about how meetings work in your organization. Who speaks? When they speak? Do you have a start time? Do you have an end time? Do you start on time? I can't tell you how many organizations say, well, it's 10 o'clock, but here we start meetings at about 5 minutes after. Or we never finish our meetings on time. Or do we have agendas for our meetings or not? Those are just a few examples of the fact that you have a meeting culture. It might or might not be serving you. And you will have, if you don't already, have a hybrid meeting culture. And it will evolve just like your meeting culture did. Like no one said we're going to start 5 minutes late. It just happened over time. It happened enough, and then that became the accepted practice, became the culture. So I'm suggesting that we will have a hybrid meeting culture, but that we should create it. So let's talk about creating a hybrid meeting culture. First of all, cultures, including for meetings, can be created. So the first idea here is, what do we want it to be? Not what has it always been or what did it used to be, but anytime we have a change, a shift, we have a chance for everyone to say, ooh, we could do it differently. This may be that opportunity for you, for your team, for the meetings that you lead. See, often people say, well, that's a good idea, but we need to get HR involved, senior management involved to change all that. No, you don't. What you can do is start right where you are with your meetings, the meetings that you lead, the meetings that you participate in. You create the culture there. It might grow. It might not, but your meetings will be better. It can be created. So how do we do that? First thing we do is determine what is included together. Bring together the people on your team to say, how would we want our hybrid meetings to work? If our meetings aren't awesome, what could we do differently to make them better? And let's describe and decide a picture of what we want our hybrid meetings to look like moving forward. And so that could include things like when, where, and who. When will we have hybrid meetings? If we're all going to be in the office some days, maybe we won't have hybrid meetings, right? Where will we do them? Will we literally have some people in a conference room and other people not? Do we have the technology to make it work for the people that aren't there in that hybrid meeting? Who needs to be at our hybrid meetings? See, if we think about these things on the front end and get conscious and intentional about it, we got a far better chance of having them come out and creating the culture that we actually want, right? And then how should they go? What should they actually look like? And one of the things I would suggest if you're going to have a hybrid meeting is make sure that you're always engaging the people who are not physically there first. So if we have a chance to have a conversation, ask the people who aren't there to go first. You can create that as a norm, as a part of your culture. And trust me, it will be much appreciated by the people who are away, and it will create better meetings all the way around. But lastly, and maybe for our purposes today, the most important question of all, should we even have them? See, I've been leading a hybrid team for over a decade, and oftentimes there are people in this building with me at the time of a meeting, but never is everybody here. And almost never do we actually have a hybrid meeting. Instead, everyone is in a virtual meeting. Yep, there might be 3 or 4 people here in the building. They're all on their computers, along with, on equal footing, with everyone else who's somewhere else away from Remarkable House. Maybe your answer to a hybrid meeting culture is to have very few hybrid meetings at all. Before we go, let me just remind you again that if you are going to have hybrid meetings, you will create a culture by definition, how we do them. Do you want it to be more intentional? Probably you do. You can create your hybrid meeting culture. I encourage you to do that, and hopefully I gave you some ideas in this video to help you do exactly that. Now, if you found any or all of this useful, I'm confident that you will find our livecast on September 30th extremely valuable. We're going to be live with guests and with you, joining us to talk about issues around the future of work. We're going to talk about things related to hybrid, things related to culture, things related to dealing with the uncertainty of the future. How do we transition in? How do we build our teams? All things about the future of work during this very special livecast that will be interactive, practical, relevant, and for you if you will join us for free. You can join us at the links for it are all on this page. It's on September the 30th, 2021. Hope you'll join us. Information, if you miss that date, information about how to get access will be available there as well. All the information here again. Join us September 30th for our livecast, Future of Work livecast. We'll see you then.